Good evening everyone, how are you doing? I hope that I find you all very well indeed, and I'm so glad you've popped back to the wee channel just to check out what I made for tea this week. So a very warm welcome back to What's for Tea, or if you're new, a warm welcome to you also. This is just the part of the week where I show you what I made for the family for tea during the week, and tea is our main meal of the day. I suppose you could call it dinner, some people call it supper, we call it tea, and I usually start from Monday all the way through till today, which is Sunday, and we were still away on Monday and Tuesday down in Yorkshire, so I've also popped in what we had whilst we were there. Yep, so let's go and see what we had this week. So Monday tea time, we were still down in Yorkshire and we both had steak pie. We had tea in somewhere called the King's Arms. Now this is an institution in the area, and you might recognise it if you're a fan of the TV show All Creatures Great and Small. You know, this was the pub that was actually used in the filming. So yeah, you might recognise that if you're a fan. So like I said, we had steak pie. So this is just a short crust, you know, individual steak pie, and we had some chips and gravy and a wee medley of vegetables. But this steak was incredibly tender. Now I'm trying to show you there, you know, I've actually cut it open to try and let you see, but it's quite hard. So I did actually take a picture as well, and you can see better there. And in the morning, this was Tuesday morning, I had my usual full English breakfast, you know, with the bacon, the black pudding, the tomato, mushrooms, baked beans, sausages, and I had toast and fruit juice, the whole shooting match. You know, I'm just one of these people, if I've already paid for it, I want to make sure I get my money's worth. Mr. What's for Tea just had some bacon and eggs and toast. I've got to have it all. Oh, and this is the wee butter thing. This always makes me chuckle. I absolutely love that. So yeah, that's what we had for breakfast. Moving on to Tuesday night, again, we were still down in Yorkshire, so we both had a burger. This burger was massive, and that came with all the salad and a wee bit of relish and a basket of homemade chips as well. You could just see my half pint of Guinness there in the background before it was whipped away. So we both had that. And this was the burger. When I cut it through the middle, you can just see how thick it is there. And again, this was us just before we left, and I had my usual everything. And Mr. What's for Tea just had toast and cereal. You know, I just can't do that. I don't have enough self-discipline. I've got to have it all. You know, like I said, I feel as though if I've paid for it, I've just got to have it. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed this and set us up well for the day ahead. This was us just arriving back home across the Scottish border. And when we got back on Wednesday, I just didn't feel like cooking. So I just bought a wee takeaway Chinese curry. So we had chips, some chow mein noodles, and a breast of chicken curry. And this is just our local Chinese takeaway. I've got a lovely recipe for Chinese chicken curry, which I will put in the description box down below, and it's almost identical to this one. So yeah, so check that out in the description box down below if you like Chinese takeaway curry. Moving on to Thursday, and I just made sausages. These were the sausages that I got from the butcher whilst we were away. We had some baby new potatoes, that's the sausages there, and I had some garden peas and gravy over the top. Ah, oh, delicious. These sausages were something else. And everyone else wanted baked beans with theirs, so this is Mr. What's for Tea's. He had 3 sausages. Moving on to Friday, and I made a minced beef hot pot. We were actually going to have bagels, but the weather took a bit of a bad turn, so I made this instead with some broccoli, garden peas, and that's the minced beef hot pot there. And this is it just out of the oven. And I'll leave a recipe for this in the description box down below as well. You'll have seen this already. This was the moussaka I made yesterday, or the moussaka, with some Mediterranean vegetables and the moussaka on the side. And this is what was left. Now, I was actually going to let this cool down and, you know, portion it out and put it in the freezer, but this was requested again tonight. So 2 of us had steak pie and 2 of us had leftover moussaka. So this was the steak pie I had, and somebody else had this as well. We just had a wee jacket potato, some broccoli again, and some green beans, steak and gravy, with a wee bit of puff pastry on the top and some gravy over the top of everything else. Oh, this was lovely. I love steak pie. So yeah, so like I said, 2 of us had requested the leftover moussaka. So I just kept it in the fridge overnight and popped it back into the oven for half an hour. And this was it just when it came out. As you can see, you know, it hasn't been touched since the previous night. And I just made up a very quick and easy salad just to go with it instead of the roasted veggies. So that's the salad at the side. And this is the moussaka, and it actually cuts a lot easier, you know, if it's been left overnight. So I probably say this is best made the day before, just like a lasagna. You know, it cuts a lot easier and it looks a lot neater. So yep, so that was our meals of the week this week. So a wee bit of a hodgepodge, a wee bit of a mixed bunch there. You know, like I said, we were away for a few days, so that was just the tail end of our holiday. A wee bit of a takeaway and then some home cooked meals in there as well. So I just thought I'd pop in at the end, just some wee bits and bobs whilst we were away. This is a farm we always visit when we're down here. The views are spectacular, and it also has a shop and a coffee shop and a restaurant. So, and some, you know, animals if you want to see the animals. And they sell some lovely fresh produce as well, all grown on the farm. So yeah, we just love to visit here. We always make it our point to stop off, you know, at least once. And they've got some lovely cakes and, you know, different things that are made on the premises. Like I said, they do have a coffee shop, stroke restaurant, stroke bar, if you want to sit for a wee while. And this place, you know, it does get quite busy. It's quite quiet here, but it does get quite busy because, you know, there isn't really a lot in the area. So this tends to get quite busy. And like I said, we do try and stop off here if we can, if we're in the area. And like I said, it does sell lots of local produce, as well as the usual tourist things as well. And lots of home bakes and cakes and scones and that kind of thing. And these are all available to eat, you know, on the premises, or you can take them away as well. These are just things that I would make in the house anyway, so it's nice. It's like a wee home from home in a way. And I've tried quite a few of their things and it's all delicious. These are all local ales and local beers and things. And they've always got wee things out where you can try and sample before you buy, you know, just to decide if you like them or not before you actually go ahead and purchase them. So that's quite cool. I like that. And it's quite a nice day this day, so I decided to have a wee walk around the farm and have a look at the animals. These are just some cows chilling out. Yeah, like I said, lovely setting. They've got a nice wee part of the world to live in, so they have. And this is me out the back. There are some things you can stick your head through. So this is me. I just stick my head through things like this. And this is a wee village called Hawes. Again, just another picture postcard, perfect wee Yorkshire village with some lovely waterfalls and things. Listen to this. And filled with antique shops and lots of independent locally owned shops as well. You won't see any big high street chains and things here. And like I said before, this is one of the things that we do enjoy about, you know, coming down here. It is really like going back in time about 100 years. So yeah, that was our wee trip. Now, I won't be posting any more wee clips and things, so that's us till next year until I go down. We usually go down around about the same time every year, so I'll be down again next year. So if I'm still around, I probably will be, then you'll see more clips. We're away to Arden on Tuesday for a couple of nights, so I'll be sure to include what we're having for tea when we get there as well. So thank you very much, guys, for popping over and checking out what we had for tea again this week. And until I see you next, mind to take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. So bye for now. Bye now.